Hello beautiful people. You are warmly welcome back to today's video. My name is always Rosekeldy, and this is a Rosekeldy ministry platform. Guys, I have promised to bring you the part 2 of what I was just telling you about the voice of God that we normally or always ignoring, because we have come across this revelation that is working so well for me, because I've realized that all this while the voice of God was within me. All this while the voice of God was that tiny voice that was coming out of me, because most of times when I obey that voice, I see a big result. And when I disobey that voice, I find myself in problems and troubles. So I've decided to share that one. I did the part 1. So today we are going to the part 2, and I'm going to show you some of the signs, what you are going through right now and the cause of that, because you are not obeying the voice of God. So if you are interested, I want to take this short commercial break and I will be right back. So you are warmly welcome back from that short commercial break. Yes, let's go straight into today's video. Last time we were dealing with Deuteronomy 28, where the Bible was saying that we need 2 principles to be rich on this earth, and we have read the blessings that we will get if you are able to obey those two principles. And one of the principles is to obey the commandments of God. And the second principle is to hear the voice of God. And many of you can attend to the fact that it's not all of us that hear the voice of God when we come to reality. But that was wrong. That is wrong. The voice of God is the voice that comes from within you, because God lives inside of you. And anything and any voice you hear that sometimes we refer to as an instinct, or a discernment, or a tiny voice, or something within me. It's like somebody was talking to me. Those are the voices of God. But because we have not been taught, or because we have created our own voice of God, and we don't hear those voices, they become, what we were expecting, because we don't get them. We don't pay attention to them, or we don't treat them as the voice of God. That was what I treated in the part 1. And in the part 2, I want you to know what the consequences is if you do not hear the voice of God and obey the voice of God, because you need to hear before you obey, just like the word has stated. And you also have to obey the commandment of God. And this is what the Bible says. But then it says 14. Let's read from 15. But it shall come about, if you do not listen and obey the voice of the Lord your God, being careful to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I am commanding you today, then all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. So all that you are going through, I want you to read from the verse 16 downwards. Look at what you are going through. Is there any of these things among? The first one, you will be cursed in the city and you will be cursed in the field. That means that the works of your hands will not work. Anything you do on this earth, in that city, in that country, it will not work. You are cursed. So when you read I don't have time to read. Please, I want you to read the verse 16 downwards. You will be cursed when you come out, when you come in, and you will be cursed when you go out. The Lord will send upon you curses, confusion, rebuke in everything that you undertake to do, until you are destroyed, perishing quickly because of the evil of the deeds. Some of the things you are going through right now, it's not the devil. This is the word of God. If you do not hear that voice, if you do not obey that small voice and obey it and do it, these are the things, that is exactly what you're going through right now. You feel cursed, right? And you have prayed all the prayer and nothing seems to work, because still you are not obeying that voice. You feel like you are perishing, just like the word is saying it. You are in confusion. You have prayed all the prayer. You have fasted all the prayer. In fact, all the remedies, you have partook in them, Yet the confusion is increasing every day. Meanwhile, there is the voice of God who is telling you things that you can do, but you are still not obeying that voice. My dear, you will get that confusion. It is not the devil. Most of us, the devil does not even know our addresses. The devil does not even near us. We are taking and we are giving him all the credit of everything that is not working in our lives. Meanwhile, we are the problem. By the time that you start obeying the commandments of God, by the time that you start, treating the nature as your neighbor and obeying and giving them that love, things will start working for you. I just want to, read some of this. The Lord will make the pestilence and the plagues cling to you until he has consumed and eliminated you from the land which you are entering and possessing. The Lord will strike you with consumption because you do waste away, and with fever, and with inflammation, and with fearing heat, and with sword, and with, it's just about sickness. This one is for people who are going through all the sickness, the illness, things that you have gone to the hospital, you have drunk all the medicine and nothing seems to work. This is God's own word. This is the punishment from God. I don't want to call it punishment from God, but this is due to you not obeying the voice of God. God is not punishing you. God has created his world and he has put his schemes, he has put his things in order. If you do this, this is what you get. If you do not do this, this is what you get. So whatever you are getting is most of them, 99% is due to what we have planted ourselves, what we have watered. Most of the fruit that we are bearing right now is due to the seed that we have planted and the watering that we have watered it, and now they have germinated and they are bear fruit and we are harvesting them. So it is not about the devil, but I want you to sit yourself down and start to examine yourself. Self-examination. I did this, and out of this, some years back, today I am a blessing. Today I have realized all these mistakes, and it's so amazing how I can remember all these problems, how they came, how God revealed to them, how I've heard that voice but I did not listen. Everything started to be real when I started to know myself. Because when you start to know yourself, these voices, you will not treat them anyhow. You will pay a critical attention to them. Your dreams, you pay critical attention to them. And now that I have started, since when I have started to obey this voice, I have seen great changes. I have seen that whenever I hear do not go, and I do not go, I see great result. Whenever I say go, I hear go, and I go, I see results. Why? Because now I listen to the voice of God. I have not created the voice of God to sound a certain way for me, but rather I am listening to myself. Most of the times, like for example, the last time I had money in my hand, I had money cash. And whilst I was going, I heard this voice, you are going to lose this money. Put it in your purse. And I said to myself, when I go and sit in the bus, that I'm going to put it in my purse. And I forgot. Before I came home, that money was gone. I heard it. The voice within me told me, but I did not listen. When I was going into, maybe you were going into a relationship, and the voice told you, this man is not the kind of man. You did not listen. And today, because of that man, you have lost all your money. You have lost your children. You have lost your dignity and your honor. You are sick. You are in tremble because you did not hear that voice of God. I don't want to go deep into this video. I know that somebody watching me today, you want to change your life. You want to prosper. You want to succeed in your life. Please take along these two principles of God, because this is not my principle. It works for me. And if, as I said, God has created his word already, so you either go along with it Or you face the consequences. But for me, I wish you all the best. So I want you to start listening to that voice. And when you do, please let me know the outcome. Tell me how you're feeling since you've started listening to that voice. And I bet you, the human being, you will know when that voice is speaking to you. Somebody might be thinking that I cannot differentiate between that voice, but it is a lie. I had an experience when I made a decision to listen to that voice. I went to an office, and that office, I lied to the woman. Immediately I came out of that office, my instinct will not leave me. Myself was there, that voice of God was telling me, go back and change that statement. Until I went back to change that statement that day, I never had peace. That is what that voice sounds like, and that is how that voice will make you feel like. Within 5 minutes, I felt like I was on fire. Until I went back to the woman and said, you know what, madam? That information I gave you, that's not how it is. This is how it is. Until then, I did not have peace. And immediately I did that, I had peace. And I've also noticed that afterwards, whenever I sin, that voice rebukes me immediately and tell me, no, Rose, what you just said is wrong. What you just done is wrong. That voice. And since I am obeying that voice, immediately I hear this, because I'm a human being. Sometimes I may make a mistake. I may say something that I might not even know. But immediately the voice of God made me understand that that voice is not, that action was not good. I asked for forgiveness immediately. So I am not piling up my mistakes. I'm not piling up my wrongdoings. I'm not piling up my sins. I'm a human being. I'm not coming to here to lie to you that I am perfect. I am holy. No, I am not. As long as I'm in this flesh, I can never be holy. I make mistakes. And as I said, if you know that voice, you'll be honest. If you are honest yourself, you will know that voice. Because anytime you are doing wrong, that voice will tell you. Anytime you're doing good, that voice will tell you. It's just the fact. And keeping this rule, this principle, it will even make you to have peace with God. It will make you to live that holy life, that acceptable life of God. You will not treat your neighbor bad. Because immediately you do, you will feel that. But the moment you are not feeling that, that means that you are dead walking on this earth. You don't have conscience. Thank you for watching. God richly bless you. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and become a member of this platform. You have more to learn. You have more to receive. And it will not cost you anything to be a member. So give us a thumbs up and hit on the subscription button if you have not yet done that. And God richly bless you. Until then, I will see you in my next video. Shalom. Peace. Bye-bye.